Team Baxter.
The next task is turning this pile of plastic tubing into a frame. It's pretty simple. There's not a lot to go through here. Just screwing these plastic tubes into the appropriate sections, assembling how the manual says. There's really only about 8 pieces here. Roof panel, 2 side panels, a couple of support pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and get this huge body put together, and then the plastic Lexan pieces get mounted on this. I built the frame. Now I'm going to put body panels on it. I got the frame built. As I said, just a few pieces to put it together. A couple side panels, roof panel, couple support cross braces, and that's about it. Spare tire mount right there, which doesn't go on until after the body panels go on. Now let's start building the body panels. Doing a similar paint scheme to the smaller Yeti that I've already built. The only thing I'm doing multiple colors on is this interior panel. Here it's already liquid masked. I'm about to mark it up and mark on the top the colors that I need to do. After that, I score it with the hobby knife and peel off the parts that I want to paint and paint in those orders. I'll be painting this a combination of gunmetal, smoke, and black. Not too much else going on. There's going to be some stickers for detail, and that'll be the interior panel. The outer panels, which I'm not going to show right now, are just getting smoke treatment and axial signage, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting the body panels painted, and I'll come back before I get them mounted. The panels have been painted, and now I'm going to start the sticker work. Just before I put all of that on, I just want to show how they came out. This is meant to be sort of a big little brother to the previous Yeti I made. I did it all in smoke, and I'm doing this the same way. This is the hood panel. Here's the roof panel. Real simple, just smoke from Tamiya. Next you have 2 body panels. Still in smoke. See right through them. The other side. And my center console panel with the 2 drivers. I actually meant to flat the 2 drivers, but I peeled the plastic off before I got a chance to do that, so no flat on this one. But I'll be getting ready to detail all of these. Also, along with the body panels, I'll be detailing the mask. I'm going to use the skull just like I did on the smaller Yeti. There are 2 of them, and I'll be using both skulls and hand painting them. So I'll get this all painted up, and then I'll be attaching the body panels to the chassis. Got the body panels done. It's really hard to see any of the work I've done because it's so shiny, but there's a little bit of sticker work going on there. You can see that it's transparent. See my hand through the roof, through the hood panel. Can't see through the double layers of the body panel, but it's see-through there as well. The roof panel see-through. Just kind of going over what I did, showing a few stickers that I put on there. Not a whole lot of sticker work going on there. A little more than my usual amount, but still not a terrible large amount of stickers going on in this thing. Couple of stickers on the rear panel here. The left and the right side are mirrored, so the same thing's going on both sides. So you can see minimal sticker work. Did a little bit of work with the driver figures. I wanted to make those skulls stand out just like I did with the smaller version. So that's it with the body panels. As you can see, I've already got it mounted onto this tremendous chassis. This thing is huge, and now it's ready to go onto the... So that about does it for the body panels. As you can see, this thing is massive. I've already got them mounted on this tube frame, and now this whole assembly is ready to go onto the chassis that I've already built. At this point, the manual asks for you to attach this chassis to the body. At this point, the manual asks you to attach this body to the chassis. It gets secured by 2 brackets instead of the pins like on the smaller one. It gets these plastic braces that go around a channel on the chassis itself. These wrap around the post on the chassis and give the pivot ability. I will be doing this very shortly, but first I'm going to install this tire carrier. The manual asks that you do this after you put this on the chassis, but I find that the screws that hold this tire carrier are probably going to be a little hard to access once I screw this body on the chassis. So I'm going to go ahead and install it now. Just gets 2 screws from the bottom. Before I screw it on though, it gets 1 large screw here in the center to accommodate the tire. There, I screwed the screw in real quick. It's a M4, I believe. So now that that's in, this little wing nut kind of gets threaded onto it on top of the tire. You'll be threading it when you first put it on, so it goes on there somewhat like that, and the tire goes in between there, of course. This assembly gets installed on here now for me. Here's that tire mount I just screwed on, and with the screw hanging right out the top. You see the bottom 2 brackets on this tube frame. They're fit to accommodate this post. You can see the 2 areas where the top of the body kind of wraps right around there, and then the 2 small brackets that I mentioned earlier go right around this. So I'll slide one right on there. Make sure the little round area goes around that post. It kind of mashes in there. This is not a released with a pin like the smaller version. This is a permanent install. Well, as permanent as the screws. 1 bracket on each side, and then it gets secured by a couple of screws. The manual states that it all gets 1 size screw. What I'm provided with in the kit is not that. I have a longer screw and a shorter screw. I'm going to put the longer screw in the top because it seems like the distance is a little farther up top. Longer screw, shorter screw. So as I said, I'm going to put that shorter one down in the bottom and the longer one up top. Get those screwed in and the body is mounted. Here's a different angle to hopefully show it a little bit better, show what's going on. There's the 2 screws that are just sunk, and they provide a pivot point for this body. So what happens now is the whole front can tip up and allow access to the battery tray and so forth. So now the only thing left to do is get the tires on there.